Hello, fellow traders. Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Monday, June the 1st. The year's 2020. Let's talk trading. Trading practice. The thing about trading is it's a skill, and skill requires practice. The better you practice, the more you practice. If you're practicing properly, the better you become. You will hone your skills. You can play a musical instrument. You practice, you get better. You learn a sport. You practice, you get better. Well, it's the same thing with trading because once again, many people ask me to mentor them and I can show them different systems. I can, go to the chalkboard. I can show them stuff on the computer. But the bottom line is that you don't learn to trade unless you practice. Now, the thing is, you can practice with a demo account, but all you're learning there is when you're practicing is you're practicing how to work that trading platform. So when you want to buy, you buy instead of sell. And when you want to sell, you sell instead of buy. And you have the proper lot size and you know how to put the stop loss and the take profit. You learn all the little bells and switches and nuances of the trading platform. But you're not trading. You're going through the steps of trading, but you're not actually trading. Until you've actually got skin in the game, real money, I don't care if it's a penny a point, a dime a pip. Until you've got skin in the game, you're not practicing. Okay? The other one's more preparation. You're preparing, you're learning your trading platform. But when you put money on the line, now you're trading and you practice trading. And there's a big difference between money on the line and play money. Very and very few people don't hesitate when there's money on the line. No money. If there's no money on the line, oh yeah, click that mouse. There's your money on the line. All of a sudden, your heart beats a little quicker. Your hand maybe shakes. You start to sweat. You know what I'm talking about. Until you get past um, that point, then you haven't practiced enough. Because if you practice enough, you'll have some success. You'll build confidence. Success builds confidence. Confidence, builds success. That's the way it works. But I want you to remember one thing, fellow traders. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Trading is extremely risky. You can lose all of your money. If you need trading, investment, or financial advice, seek the advice of an accredited financial professional. And when you're trading, always have your risk management in place. Your stop loss is correct. Your position size is correct. Your money management. You don't leave money on the table. In fact, Walmart and I, we were on the phone trading together this morning, and there was a trade. It was like up 10 pips. If you didn't take it, guess what? Right back into the Walmart zone. Brain management. This is something we were talking to each other about earlier today, too, because Walmart got in a trade. I think he took 3 or 5 pips, and that sucker ran another up to 10 or something. But as we were discussing, we had trading plan, and his plan for that trade was he was going to get in, get 3 pips, and get out. And what happened afterwards? There was going to be no rogo, no regret of getting out. Because you see, these things, if you do any of these things here in the white letters, the FOLO, the FOMO, the ROMO, the ROGO, or the ROBS, you're only setting yourself up for failure. Because you see, when you're trading and you've got money on the line, and all of a sudden, you're in the red, your trade is not in a profitable position, you might feel some pain. Once again, if you were just trading funny money, there ain't no pain. You might be mad, but there's no real pain. But in order to trade, to learn how to trade, you're going to have to put real money on the line and you're going to feel some pain. That's part of trading, because pain comes from your reaction to the market. There was trades today. I tell you, it was crazy. Some of the things that happened. But the point is that I wasn't really feeling any pain. I mean, sure, I've had positions run against me by huge, but I don't feel the pain. because I trust in the statistics, and I know more often than not what price is most likely to do. So for example, I know price usually fills the gap, and we've got two that haven't filled here on the weekly. Nice breakout of that previous week's high there. I don't know why it's doing that. You can see here a nice big green candle. And yeah, I'm coming to you kind of late because I had a huge trade on. So I had to manage that trade right up into the end when I got out before the rollover. In fact, I'm thinking maybe I should have let it roll over. But when I had that many uh, lots on the line, I decided I'm not taking my chances what happens afterwards, even though I'm expecting price to come down. But you just never know what's going to happen. Daily range here, opening range for the day and for the month is huge, huge, huge. You can see we broke out of the previous, sorry, now it's 3 days ago, the inside bar. You can see here there's still some inside bars to trade. We've got a few on the month and a handful on the week. And we just clicked over to the new day, so actually it's server time. You can see here it's now June the 2nd, but my time it's still June the 1st. So once again, we're looking to see what happens here with the pound. I'm thinking it wants to come back down and hit the pivot point, but we will see. And here's the pivot point right here at 123 or 124, 386. So we'll see if the pound can come down and take out the pivot. Weekly opens way down here. We'll see what happens. Too early in the day for a rat zone. Once again, we have the pivot. We've got the weekly pivot at 123.01. And the daily pivot, once again, 124, 386 right here. So we haven't hit it yet. It might not hit it. It might want to try and take out this 31 first. We'll just have to wait and see. We're in the upper wick zone. See if price wants to fall out. Right now the spreads are really whacked, so there was no trade to be had right there. Here we go. Once again, you couldn't have made this trade because, at least not on my platform, because the spreads are really whacked at this time of day. Let's see, where do any of these screens show the spread? I think, doesn't the price action screen? No, that doesn't even. Actually, let's see here, where we've got 98 to 95, 3.2 pip spread. Now, there we go. You can see here the spread's just crazy. Just went up to 125.01. I'm going to show you a new chart here. I'm sure the traders out there, some are familiar with the TRO 2020 Smart Rat Zone Donational Indicator. Well, I've got another one here. It's the Smart Ranges, and you can see 5 instances. I'm going to go over this with you, and those of you, I'll probably be sending it out this week, I imagine, next week at the latest, but I think I'll probably get this out to you this week. The daily range here, high minus low. Yesterday we had a range of 183, which was at the 77 percentile, meaning it was above or at the level. There was, say, out of 100, 77 of the ranges were below that range, and the rest were above. So, right, so you knew where price was in the range. It was somewhere towards the top. It was at the 77 percentile. Now, with the high minus open here yesterday, once again, the range was 183 because there was no open and low were the exact same, but it was at the 93 percentile. How can you use that information? Well, when you see something this high you know there's probably a chance of it pulling back. And that's where this came in, because we're off the top. The high minus close, which this is part of the smart rat indicator. So if you had the smart rat zone up here, it would tell you the same thing. You can see price pulled back 19 pips off of the high, or to the 19 percentile. In other words, only 19 out of the last 100 high minus close ranges were less than 19. So what you can see is when you see the range is getting high, and then you can either see high minus open or open minus low. This would be on a green candle. This would be on a red. You can see if this is getting up in the 80s and 90s, and this is somewhere, in the upper quarter, 75 or above, then you can look for a reversal. So like if price at one time, this would have been at the 0 level, because when price is making a new high, there's nothing, there's no range 0. So it has to pull off, and it did. It pulled back 19 pips. So depending on what your trigger was, you could have picked up 2, 3, 5, 10 or more pips there, trading that rat zone trade. So this is just one of the ways I like to use the statistics, put them in my favor to have a winning trade. And so I just look at the last 4, the current and then the previous 4 ranges. And of course you can use this on other time frames or chart periods. So here the H4 range right now, it's only 1%. So you can see that it's got room to go. High minus opens at the 35 percentile. So you can see here there was one that closed at the 40 percentile. And price had been moving up. And you can see here where price was, high minus open. And then you can see here, even though it's not a true rat zone, you can see where price is moving off of the high here. 19 pips 1 bar ago, 2 bars ago, 24 pips. So you can see, once again, those are tradable. So it's just something to give you a little more knowledge or a little more information on your trades. And you can sit there looking at these statistics and go, okay, price is either overheated or price has plenty of room to go. I can start looking for reversals. And you can also use it when price is breaking out. You can see, hey, you know what? Price is banging its head on the top here. It's breaking out. It's starting to extend the range. So right here, 98 pip range. It's like, wait a minute, prices almost has to pull back. And in that case, it did. It pulled back 24 pips. So that's how you can use these stats, put them in your favor to make your trades. And just looking at the dragon chart here, you can see prices moving up slightly. Now it's starting to move back down. And here, once again, you can see the high minus close, 1% level, close minus low, 13% level. But because we've only got a 12 pip range, there's not much room for it to for this to really have any meaning at the moment. And here with the smart range, once again, for the H1, you're at the 28 percentile with the 12 pip range. So, fellow traders, I hope that piques your curiosity. If you're a donator, you'll be getting the smart rat range or smart range indicator sometime soon. And just remember, you got to practice. It's trading, because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. And if this is the first time here, make sure you click subscribe and click like and share the video and click the bell. TheRumpledOne out.